Mod time is here once again for Farming Simulator 25, and today we've got 23 mods to take a look at. All platforms got 19 new and 2 updates, and PC and Mac players got 2 new as well. If you guys want to see a specific mod, check out those timestamps to see what you want to see first, and let's jump right in. Today's video is a good one. Let's start off today with something super duper cool. This is the Case IH AFS Connect Magnum 2025 US and EU series. Oh yeah! We've got both, and not only that, we've got 2 versions. We have a wheeled version and a road track. Sometimes you're looking through and you just want the one with tracks, and sometimes you're going through and you don't want the one with tracks. Well, you got both now, so that is wonderful. Engine options from 290 up to 435. Wheel brands from Michelin, Continental, Terradisc, and we have multiple different versions in here. As a matter of fact, they actually start us off with some pretty cool sets of wheels. So as you can see here with the Michelins, we've got all of the, like, I don't know, full-size wheels, if you want to call them that. So we got that. Then we can jump over to the Vredestein, there we go, this Michelin set. And then we've got all these different Rogue sets. So we have, let's see, the shorter, like 22-inch. This used to be kind of the norm for Farming Simulator, and I'll be honest with you, it's kind of nostalgic. Even though I've never seen anybody in real life use these here. You've also got 36-inch. That is very cool. And back to the 22s again. And we've got these all the way through Continental as well. But again, normal ones, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Vredestein, and Nokian tires. So those are not going to have your row crops. Those are just going to be normal setups. US and EU, as we talked about, we do have a couple different gloss colors to choose from. Fender configurations. You got rear and front, just front, or nada. Beacon lights, got a couple different ones for you for there, if that's important to you. GPS, we've also got a couple different sets for that, with a really nice monitor in the inside, very cool. And then you've got a 3-point hitch on the front, or you can go with some big chunky weights, up to 972 kgs. Now, when it comes to the road track, you're going to get almost everything exactly the same, but you're doing like 120-inch spacing with 18-inch tracks just to start off with there. But we also have standard crawler track with the Trelleborg set, Michelin, Continental, Midas, BKT, Vredestein, and Nokian. Why? Well, because it's just changing up the front wheel. That's it. And you've got a standard and a 3-meter as well as the broad track in the back. But I'm kind of more interested in these big chunky boys right here. Hey, look at this. Hang on, do we have this super wide? We do. That is my favorite setup of all time. It's silly looking, and I love it. Not sure why we still got stuff here from the mod video on Sunday, but we'll look this way. Do we have anything cool to talk about with it? It doesn't look like it. It's no animations or anything like that, just kind of doing its thing, man. But I will say this, usually with tractors like this, they have a terrible turning radius. This one, knocking it out of the park. That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. Up next, we have a debranded Lamborghini, the Mach 230 VRT. On here, we have a new and old colors, kind of a more whitish silver and more of a chromed out-ish silver. Engines from 224 up to 263. A couple different wheel sections to choose from. It looks like everything is going to be a Trelleborg. So I really hope you like Trelleborg wheels. They really didn't push many right there, did they? Engine grill, you've got that. I think that looks very, very cool, as per usual. A couple different beacon light options. We have fenders. That's going to be just for the front, though. Basic and full animation, so we have those. This is a just farming mod, so very cool to see those. And we got quickie or nada as far as the front goes. And if you're looking for animations, you've got left and right doors, sunroof, you've got the rear window, steering wheel, and sun visor. Next one from Carl TG, who also released a map today. You may want to use this on it. Unfortunately, that's PC and Mac only. We have the Homebuilt Skidder. So this one has a engine of 150 horsepower, and as you saw, we've got a winch around towards the very back. Skidder and standard engine set. You've got all the way up to 250 horsepower on here. We do have Continental tires. You could go with the BKT if you prefer, Trelleborg or Allerfirsch. Those are my faves, so we'll go with those. Nice chunky setups there. Windows, we do have tinting there or nada, and then we've got color options. So we've got for the main, the cage, chains, and the rim. As far as the machine itself goes, our camera is centered around the very middle where the articulation happens, not around our player character. So May give you a little bit of a woozy feel when flipping around to it. We do have a way to open up both doors, so you can open those up, or we'll close them back to it, and then we can raise and lower the front. So we've got that as well. Max speed of 15, so nothing too crazy going on. However, it does get up pretty quickly. And when you're ready to attach to something, simply grab this. And let's see if I can get up here. Hang on. Let's see. Attach to tree winch. All right, jump and attach. Aha! Nice. Now, can we run multiples? No, just the one. But that's all right. Let's see. What else can we do? Can I do something stupid with this? Oh, please tell me I can do something stupid. I can. Yes. Pull, baby, pull. There it goes. He has no control. And what's going to happen whenever we pull this? There's a fence in the way. And this might pop. Yep. I'm sorry, Carl. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'm so sorry. Poor thing. There we go. Tell you what, though, with the articulation, you really don't have to worry about getting stuck too much. Just on this fence right here. There we go. Nice. All right. Passes the test and many more that I had in my head to go. Next, we got a combine harvester. This is from ML Modding and Orton Modding. This bad boy is available in a 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive configuration. We've got a 4-wheel drive to start with. That's going to be a lot more expensive than the 2-wheel drive. However, all the specs are the same, so it doesn't matter. You are good to go. It does come in toothpaste tractor, as you can see. We do have a regular combine header, 5 meters on there, and then we have one that does corn and sunflowers. So that is very cool. Now, as far as all these setups go, we can change it up to some different wheel options, which is very nice to see. And we've got a couple chunky boy options too. Even a worn set of wheels, which is very neat to see. Design, this is just going to be all your liveries on there. We do have a toothpaste tractor, and then you can change it up to whatever you want as well. Probably recommend changing it up toothpaste tractor. Though it's cool, it is a lot to look at for an extended period of time. So there's that. If you want to change up your design, it's going to be the canopy as well as the rear. And then we got rim colors. And that is honestly about it. There you go. It's a combine harvester, a little smaller. As far as our capacity, 2,500 liter capacity on here. So it's not a bunch, but I think this would be a killer starting combine harvester. Feels like a while since we talked about this one, the Brandt UBT 822 tilt deck trailer. This poor thing has been in and out of testing more times than I can count, but it is here finally from the Roughneck Modding crew. We've got a couple different sets here, basically a pin hitch or a ball hitch around towards the very front, and then we got a main color set up, so we can change that. We'll just go with yellow for now, and then rim colors that give you all the ones you need there. Trailer is pretty simple. All you do is click unfold, and it unfolds the trailer and brings it down. And when you're ready, you fold it back up, bring it back up, and you can put down some tension belt straps. Now, you see how folding is not available with tension belt straps on? Well, you can connect them when it is down. So be careful because they don't line up. They're not supposed to. That's not part of this tractor's or this trailer's deal, man. Also, we have a way to raise and lower the hitch at the front. So if you need it one way or the other, you are good to go. And yes, of course I had to throw the Super Duty on the front of this thing. Looks awesome. Next on the list today, we got the Krone AgroPack 520. So this is available in a regular or a semi-trailer version. And if you're curious, yes, it is based on the one in the base game. So that is what this pack is built around. We do have a couple different setups through here with the additions. We've got the old green, the black, we've got the black matte, we've got another green matte or nata, and we also have the cover set up on there as well, one of my favorite covers. And we got a couple different versions for wheels, so that is nice. 52,000 liters there. And then for the big boy right here, 55,000. We got the cover on there, wheel brands, wheel setups, and additions. And because this is based off of the one in the base game, it does work with the Agri Truck. The next mod is bumfuzzling to me because we already have this pack. This is the Cargo 700 series. It is a really great pack, very nice, based on the cloth coloring scheme here. However, what is this? It's the same thing. This one's actually interesting because the old pack has unrealistic capacities, up to 200,000 liters. And this one doesn't, and it holds less stuff. Now, are there more customization options? Maybe. But I figured I would just let you know. Sometimes things come out and they're just not as good as what's already out and offer less features, and that's kind of what this pack is. It just is what it is, man. I can't sugarcoat that part of it. But we do have extinguisher, fleet numbers on here, warning signs, speed decals for the back, tons of colors. Does the other one have that? No. Visually, this one is got a lot more options, but functionality, the other one's better. So it just is what it is. At the end of the day, it is a preference for you. I'm lean towards the more unrealistic side. You may lean towards the more realistic side. So there is that. That's a very cool setup. I got to give it to the Flegel 50 years full. That's super cool. But as far as capacities and stuff goes, 44.5 and 51, and they only hold forage crops. Got some more smaller feed mixers if you need a small feed mixer that doesn't cost a whole lot of money. The EuroMilk Rino FX 1000 HD and the FXL 1000 HD. These are available with 10,000 liter capacities, and all of the setups are exactly the same. So the L, I believe, is just, it's a little bit longer and a little bit lower to the ground. You can see this one, the wheels are right under the tub. So that's going to offer, well, you know, it's just under the tub. And you may have a high tipping point, whereas this one, it's a little bit lower to the ground and the wheels are in the back. That is very neat. And you can also change those wheels up if you would like. 3.9 tons, 50 horsepower is required. Otherwise, it is what it is. It's a feed mixer. Next up, we got a pack of direct drills. These are some smaller guys. We have the Sulky Master 4M and 3M, 550 liters of seed and 800 liters of seed, respectively, and very low horsepower rating, 70 horsepower and 45, 7 mile per hour as well. So a little bit slower than the other stuff, but what you see is kind of what you get with these. Very cool, very awesome. Again, another great piece of equipment that you could use from starting from scratch or starting off with lower end equipment and going up. This is a great one to start with. Direct drill with something like this? Heck yeah, man, sign me up. Next one's the Terradisc 10,001 Ts. This is based off of the one in the base game. This is another mod from Micro GT, the ones that also had that Krone pack today. They basically added colors and hitch configuration. So with this one, you either have a pin hitch or you can go with a 3-point hitch if that's something that's a little bit better for you in your situation. As far as wheel brands, I believe these are about the same as the one in the base game. And then we have chassis, hydraulics, rollers, and rims. So you are able to change up the colors on these, which is very cool. Kind of want to make an all black version. Can we do an all, like a blackout? Oh, we definitely can. That's what I'm talking about. Next up, we have the Namyslo Milan from JMZ and JHHG. I will also say this. I think this is like the 8th or 9th like ground care piece of equipment from Namyslo they've made. Talk about not putting stuff in packs. Man, oh man. Different treatment for different folks, I guess. We have some track eradicators on the front. We have a front troll. We've got the shields on there as well, and a main color setup. Otherwise, it is what I mean, it's a cultivator. 6 meters, 9 mile an hour, 220 horsepower. Kind of the same as the other stuff. Let's have the front weight. So this bad boy right here, they say it's got multiple different defaults. We have the IHC, or international case, I guess. We also have this case here too, so that's kind of neat. Mercedes-Benz. I think this may be one of the first mods that has a Mercedes-Benz logo on it. That's kind of neat. I thought they were only licensing those Mercedes stuff, but hey, I will take that in a heartbeat. Controllable via mouse control, yes and no. We've got that. We do have powered by traction and powered by tradition. And then we have a couple extras, like a brush that could be thrown on there, plus multiple colors. They do have the Unimog colors, which I'm a big fan of. And then we got all kinds of other stuff as well. Basically, everything is a Unimog color on here. Doesn't even look like we have a case color, so guess if you're doing case, just go black. And our last one before we get into placeables, which we don't have too many today, only 6 of them, the GDR Fire Brigade Axe. It's a axe. Yep. It does exactly what the... oh, that's a chainsaw. There we go. We got our axe. Can we go find a tree to cut down? Ooh, we can run with it. Very nice. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for cutting down a tree, but I don't... Throttle the axe? I don't think I own this tree. Do I own this tree? Dear tree, do I own you? I don't think so. I think maybe these trees are too big for this axe. I think that's the case. Oh, I saw grain. Hang on. Oh, look, 2 trees magically appeared. Sweet. All right. And okay. Not exactly what I would have probably wanted, more of like a tonk, tonk, tonk kind of sound or something like that, but I guess pushing through the tree, functionally it works. I don't know how I'm going to explain that tree stuck in a tree. Now we jump over to placeables. We got an animal pen for you, the Pigsty and Garage Pack. We'll actually take a look at the Pigsty first, just so you can get an idea of what to expect with this one. We'll cut on my help window just so we can see all the different things that can be done. With this one, we've got an above bit and then whoop! Yeah, we fall right into it. Oh no. Can I get out? Can I open the door? I can. Okay, thank goodness. They knew that we would fall. Oh. So my dude's stuck, is what's happening. Yeah, I don't know if that was tested or not. I can't get out of here. There we go. Had to tab over to the field number. Anyway, we do have a couple bits and bobs. We've got slurry pickup here. We've got your animals right here. 15 of them. No expandable pasture on here, so kind of what it is what it is at the end of the day. That's a neat door setup right there where it just kind of folds that in. Just a storage back here, nothing too wild and crazy. And then we've got a regular door on the other side. Can we open this? Does it clip? It clips. Sometimes they don't, and this one does. And then we've got another door right here where you can go in. What's up? Very cool through there. Yeah, not a whole lot else to it other than that. Oh, we do have this door here too. Let's see. Let's shut that. Open in here. Kind of poke and see. So visibly workshop, functionally nothing, but it still is what it is. Also, I'm not quite sure what this is. It's not giving me anything, any cue. It's a box. Yeah, couldn't tell you, man. Couldn't tell you. All right, let's go over here now, and let's see what we can get into with the shed that comes with this. So this is in sheds, a very similar workshop area. We do have a light. Boop. Takes it a second to turn on. And then we've got the shed part here on the other side. 2 big doors and 1 slidey door off to the left. There it goes. Oh, it's a flip-out door. I thought that was going to be a slidey door. Well, anyway, it is what it is. And then we've got our light right here. Boop. Again, takes a second to turn on, but it is what it is. All right, moving on. I should have used 4 fields. I didn't think this through. All right, next we have the grain silo. I can't fit it in here all together. So we have the grain silo itself, which has 6 bins, and then we have a 2 mil and a 4 mil expansion bin. We'll bring it around. This is from Buki. This is based on the grain silo that we've got over on Alma, Missouri, and on Iowa Plains, but I think it's a bit different once you kind of get it all together. Now, capacity, we got a 22 million liter capacity on here with these 2 extensions. However, it is 16 million by itself. And we've got flags that we can select as well. So if I take these away so we can actually get a little bit of a clear working space here. Let's go back over to our silos. Let's find our silos section. There it is. $600,000. Not too bad, but it's still pretty pricey. We can change up our flags. So we have the Bosnian Herzegovian, I think, USA, and then the Bosnian number 2, Canada, Australia, Brazil, Mexico, Spain, Italy, Turkey, Germany, Ireland, France, Palestine, John Deere, Case, New Holland, or nada if you don't want any flags on there whatsoever, although it does come with this one by default. More silos, this one in the form of a smelly, stinky liquid, the liquid manure silo. So these are available in either 700,000 or 300,000 liters, 150,000 or $60,000 to purchase. They are quite expensive when compared to the base game stuff. And we've got an input and output on the top. However, interestingly, we've got more, and something that kind of looks similar to what we just showed off, but with a different model. This one is the Slurry and Manure Packs, Missy B mod. We've got 3 different bunkers here. These are all going to hold 2 million, except for this big one, which holds 4 million. And then we have slurry tanks. Again, with these, we are going to be holding either... Well, it says 1 million for both. 1 million liters there, 1 million liters there. All right, so you just kind of choose which size you want. It's pretty cool. This was what I was talking about with capacities as well versus price. These are 10 grand. Silos are usually pretty cheap. Those last ones we looked at are quite expensive as far as the World of Farming Simulator goes. If you ever played Farm Sim 17 and got the expansion for that, well, these may look familiar to you. At least this one does. I don't know if this one is or not. I don't know. We'll have to find out. But we are getting more and more stuff from Estancia Lapacho. This was one of the sheds, or I guess the big shed that was on the main farm at the start. I ended up parking a lot of vehicles right here because I couldn't figure out where else to put them, and this whole area was way too big. As a matter of fact, this whole thing kind of seems very, very big. I think it was a little bit smaller than this, but maybe it's just the field of view or something like that. And we also have a smaller version here as well. These are pretty cheap too. 32 grand for the big one and 17 grand for the smaller version right here. I mean, they're pretty sweet, especially if you're playing on a South American map or you just like these buildings in general. Well, they're here. Check them out. And the last mod we're going to take a look at, new for all platforms, today is the decoration pack with over 200 decorations. They say endless possibilities to make your farm more party. Taking a look at some of these, you can see all kinds of stuff. We have seen countless decoration packs at this point, so honestly, no point to go through them. If you're looking for more, well, check it out. Now we talk about updates. We have Raspberry Productions 1002, fix of players not being able to add seeds into the raspberry garden. And we've got update number 2 to the FutureTech Production. They renamed the mod from Universal Crusher to FutureTech Production, expanded to 9 independent production buildings, added new extraction units for sand, iron ore, and coal, introduced new production chains for silicon, gold, copper, metal, tools, semiconductors, and gaming hardware. Goodness gracious. We've also got added new productions for gaming PCs, graphics cards, tools, circuit boards, and case parts, as well as balancing. But do keep in mind, this does require the bioplastic production mod. So this also has a required mod. Jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players, we have Põllu Küla. This is from Carl TG and INF Modding. It is a semi-fictional Estonian-styled map. We talked about it a little bit in Farm Sim News, so you may have remembered it from there. There's a lot of forestry land, over 50,000 trees. However, you may notice that the trees are loading in. Well, I would say a little bit late, but we definitely have the circle around us. However, we drop down to the ground, and you never know. Doing an overview, flying over the map, sometimes is a little bit more difficult, and it doesn't give you a really good representation of what you're going to expect to play. So just heads up, thought I'd be kind to it. Look at that. Look, super dense forest all the way up here, not so much. So you can see there's some different stuff. We do have peat on here. There are some required mods, however, they are not listed on the mod hub for some reason. I'm sure those will be added on later. Maybe. There's also custom transport missions for deadwood missions. You've also got custom spray, or custom transport and deadwood, custom spray and paint tree markings. You've got HR for thinning, you got TR for clear cut, and KK for selective cut. And some roads are plowed in the winter, and some have snow on them. So that's kind of neat. Here is your PDA, so you can get an idea of what is going to be where. 42 fields ranging from 0.31 hectares all the way up to 2.89. So we got some smaller fields on this one. 27 meadows on here. Medium-sized farm owned by default, 2 sale points, custom soil map for precision farming, and a big peat field and peat production that can be purchased. They do hope that you enjoyed the map. Very, very cool. The only new crop is peat. You can see we've got the peat farm up there at the top right-hand corner, which can be purchased. As we go across, not a whole lot else going on. So that is that. Taking a look at our farmland, and we've got this area down here. We got 43, which is kind of the outside of it. Field 28, field 29, and field 35. So we have all of those. As far as our crop calendar, here is that, so you get an idea of what to expect. We do have a cow shed on the map, so we've got a 28 by 17, so that is there. As far as our contracts go, we have a pretty good amount of contracts, and I tell you what, the wood transporting missions are paying some good money, so that is great news. As far as productions, it doesn't look like there's any down, or at least none accessible to us at the moment. And then we've got a pretty cool amount of equipment as well. I gotta hand it to them for a logging-ish style map, but we also have fields. We get a lot of equipment, dude. That's pretty sweet. Can we pop over and just take a quick sneaky peek at the main farm? I think we should. This is one of Carl's buildings right here. Actually, I was looking at this to add to my Saxingham build, but I ended up going with a different one. We've got a really nice older style silo there. I mean, there's just some cool stuff on here. I think they've done a really good job. Carl TG has definitely got some of the most successful logging maps of all time, dating back quite a few farming games. So definitely a really neat setup here if you guys were wanting to get into semi-logging, semi-farming, that kind of thing. Plus, it is a PC-only map. I believe it's because of the trees. There are some custom trees on here, I believe, if I remember correctly. But yeah, nonetheless, I would show you the required mods, but I'm not quite sure what they are. Oh, well, this was easy. We have the Cow Barn 2817, the old buildings, and peat equipment. So we have 3 required mods, or at least 3 mods that I didn't already have downloaded. And our last mod of the day is a new one from Yos, who is here out of retirement. Instant Bale Fermenting. The script mod instantly ferments wrapped bales as soon as the wrapping is finished. And oh my goodness, you have no idea how great this makes my life. Now, it wasn't mentioned, so I'm going to try and figure out the answer to this. If you've already got bales on your map that have already been wrapped, but they are currently fermenting, and then you install this mod. I'm not quite sure what the answer to that is, but I'll do my best to find that out, or maybe I can get Yost to let us know in the comments. We'll see what we can do. Just out to Yost, he said that your bales will not instantly ferment if you've already made them. So there you go. And there you go. That's all I got for you for today. We will have the news video coming out after this one. So if you're watching this video wondering where Farm Sim News is, well, we did mods first today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new. And join the GoHam fam. Double check your notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll catch you in the next one.